Coming off his first Grammy win earlier this year, Chicago-bred rapper Lil Durk is now facing charges in connection to a murder-for-hire plot.
In a stunning development that's shaking the entire hip-hop world, Lil Durk is facing what could be the end of his career as we know it. With headlines now swirling around a potential life sentence, fans are in disbelief, and many are scrambling to understand how things got this far. What began as whispers of legal trouble has now exploded into a full-blown storm of federal indictments, alleged murder-for-hire plots, and a paper trail that authorities claim links Durk to one of the most serious charges imaginable. Today, we're breaking down everything. No speculation, just facts. What exactly is Durk being accused of?
Oh, Chad! Durk has been locked up in Broward County Jail. He's there right now. This is this. Yes, Broward. He's in Florida. I got the whole thing on. Look on my stream. I got it. Oh my God, bro. Oh.
How strong is the evidence? And most importantly, what are the chances he'll spend the rest of his life behind bars? As social media explodes with reactions, support from fans is clashing with brutal legal realities, and questions are piling up faster than answers. This isn't just another rapper facing a court date. This is one of the most influential figures in modern hip-hop, now caught in a legal nightmare with no clear exit. From his recent musical projects to the high-stakes courtroom drama, we'll unpack how Lil Durk went from the top of the charts to possibly fighting for his freedom. Stay locked in, because what we're about to reveal goes deeper than headlines, and might just change the legacy of Lil Durk forever.
What was your prior relationship with Durk though? Like, how'd you guys become cool, and how'd you guys become so close?
We off the block. He's just like how he is, where we from. We all real close, like, you see what I'm saying? So it's just one of the guys. He just happened to be rapping. He figured out what he want to do. Everybody else as a whole, I'm gonna say as a whole, we don't know what we want to do. Well, at the time, I ain't know what I want to do. We finna try to be the biggest drug dealers. We thinking streetwise. But
as his career progressed, Durk became increasingly transparent about his struggles. Earlier this year, he revealed that he had returned from a rehabilitation facility where he sought treatment for his dependence on Xanax and codeine. This experience inspired him to lead by example and work toward creating a rehabilitation center in Chicago, aimed at supporting others facing similar battles. In a demonstration of that commitment, Durk also helped a close friend, OTF duty, by covering $100,000 in rehab costs. Now a Grammy-nominated artist and a devout convert to Islam, Durk publicly emphasized that his faith and lifestyle choices no longer allowed any involvement in illegal activity. He declared, "I don't gangbang, I'm a Muslim," underscoring a profound shift in both belief and behavior. Lil Durk's transformation from street rapper to community figure and chart-topping artist had many believing he had left his past behind. He openly stated, "I'm going to be the one who says it. So if you follow me as a brother, a friend, an icon, follow me to my new chapter of life." He made it clear that while his music reflected his experiences, it was never meant as an invitation to repeat them. "When I make music, I rap what I've seen and been through. I'm not telling you to do it. There's a huge difference," he said. His lyrics might remain raw, but his personal journey was meant to take a different path.
Rest in peace to D-Thing. If he died, I don't know if he died yet. I'm hearing on the internet, I don't know if he died. But I'm not the type of nigga y'all gotta keep getting mad at. I fuck with Durk. He BD, I'm GD, but I still fuck with him, and I fuck with his music, his movement. He making money. I'm not a hater. I love to see what he doing. Shorty up $30-40 million. I love to see that, because I'm from one block, he from the next block over. My daddy used to hang with Durk daddy. His brother been throwing parties for years. Nothing ever happened to D-Thing. Something just happened to him now, because Durk said he send these people names and songs. Really, you in a position to empower Chicago to make us a better city.
Following the arrest of 4 known affiliates from the Only the Family collective in connection with the killing of Vishon Robinson, better known in the streets as Le Capone, speculation intensified. The public began to question whether the federal investigation was targeting higher-level figures within the organization. Despite growing rumors, few believed that the next name in the headlines would be the OTF leader himself, Lil Durk. Lil Durk was taken into federal custody under a sweeping indictment that laid out a detailed case against the organization. According to the indictment, OTF members allegedly participated in acts of violence, including murder and assault, not only to boost their reputation, but reportedly at the direct orders of Durk himself. Prosecutors claimed that these actions were carried out to elevate the group's status and solidify its street credibility. The charges of murder for hire center around a chilling accusation that Lil Durk placed a bounty on the head of fellow rapper Quando Rondo. This development stemmed from the 2020 incident in Atlanta, where Quando Rondo's entourage was involved in a fatal altercation that led to the death of King Von, Durk's close friend and frequent collaborator. According to court documents, Durk allegedly instructed his associates via encrypted text to keep a low profile, stating, "Don't book no flights under no names involved with me."
Lil Durk been picked up by the feds. I don't know if he's been charged with nothing. Probably questioning and putting OTF in a lot of things. But I heard somebody named OTF Jam, they said they've been calling him a rat. And basically he said, okay, I'm a rat? Well, watch this. Watch this. That's all this information that I know. Rat this, I'm gonna tell this, I'm gonna tell that. My video earlier, I told y'all, man, if somebody say Durk's name, that's all it's gonna take to save that man.
With the flights reportedly purchased using credit cards tied to OTF affiliates, authorities allege that a series of covert recordings, captured by a cooperating informant, played a pivotal role in connecting Lil Durk to the murder for hire plot. The informant's audio evidence allegedly captured Durk offering substantial incentives, including music industry access and monetary rewards, in exchange for the targeted killing of Quando Rondo. For many fans and observers, the revelation that Lil Durk could be involved in such a serious criminal case was shocking, particularly after he had spent years cultivating a more refined public image. But for those paying closer attention, there were subtle clues all along. Since the tragic passing of King Von, Durk has faced mounting pressure from certain corners of the internet, particularly from users of platforms like the Cheericology subreddit. These online voices, many with no street experience, pushed the narrative that Durk had to slide for Von, essentially demanding retaliation. This call for revenge became a persistent theme in discussions about Durk's next move, even though many within the industry and broader community urged him to resist the pressure and remain focused on his growing success. Staying out of the streets and focusing on business was seen as the more sustainable route. Yet, despite publicly distancing himself from that lifestyle, Durk's lyrics and interviews occasionally hinted that the loss of Von weighed heavily on him. While Quando Rondo continued living freely, some suspected that Durk might have been more affected by the public pressure than he let on. These suspicions intensified when he appeared to reference the killing of Le Capone, known publicly as LOPAP, through various musical releases and cryptic posts, in a manner that legal authorities now interpret as possible admissions or coded acknowledgments of involvement.
Order. You know, that's the number one goal. Thanks. I mean, that's the number one goal to stop it, but the number one priority for like us in the streets and like politician-wise is to stop the violence, slow it down much as possible, and then start with everybody like just coming together. But like I say, it's hard because you probably got him over here thinking he that, but his young niggas don't even respect him. So even if he be like, when let's come together, they looking at his ass like, the fuck on.
What do you think?
During a high-profile interview with DJ Academics, Lil Durk addressed the persistent commentary demanding he seek revenge. He stated, somewhat cryptically, "For some reason, I just don't see them comments no more." The comment was widely interpreted as an implication that the calls for vengeance had mysteriously stopped, raising eyebrows and prompting deeper speculation about what may have changed behind the scenes. With flights allegedly purchased using credit cards linked to known OTF affiliates, federal prosecutors claim that a cooperating informant provided key audio recordings tying Lil Durk to an organized murder-for-hire plot. In the recordings, it's alleged that Durk offered both financial rewards and potential music industry access, in exchange for the planned killing of Quando Rondo. The revelation that Lil Durk could be entangled in a case of this magnitude caught many by surprise, especially after years spent cultivating a reformed image. But for those observing closely, subtle signals suggested this may have been building for some time. Since the loss of King Von, speculation has mounted, fueled in part by online communities, suggesting that Durk was under intense pressure to retaliate. Platforms like the Chiricology subreddit helped drive a narrative that Durk had to slide for Von, pushing the idea of street justice even as his public image shifted toward legitimacy and growth. Industry insiders and legal experts warned against such moves, encouraging a focus on business and distancing from criminal affiliations. Despite these warnings, hints dropped in music and interviews over the years suggested that Von's death weighed heavily. Quando Rondo, associated with Von's fatal shooting, remained publicly active, which some believe may have quietly reignited unresolved tensions. Durk's lyrics and public comments occasionally pointed back to this unresolved chapter. Prosecutors now argue that these could be interpreted not just as artistic expression, but as coded references to retaliation. One moment drawing heavy attention came during an interview with DJ Academics, when Durk noted, "For some reason, I just don't see those comments anymore." That statement, referring to public calls for revenge, is now viewed by some legal analysts as a potentially loaded remark. Prosecutors may use it to suggest that action was taken to silence that online pressure, possibly through criminal means. As the case unfolds, investigators are examining every word and movement to determine whether what once seemed like lyrical bravado was actually a roadmap to a violent operation. This federal investigation could mark a defining chapter in the trajectory of one of hip-hop's most prominent voices. From the earliest stages of his music career, Lil Durk expressed a desire to leave his past behind and pursue a better future. Rising from the streets of Chicago to mainstream success, he once told Fader in 2015 that reaching new heights meant making difficult decisions. "I had to sacrifice friends, even had to move out of my house. I had to distance myself from the streets," he said. This unfolding saga remains a powerful reflection of how fame, loyalty, and unresolved conflicts can collide, and how even the highest rise can face an equally steep fall. For ongoing updates on this case and more in-depth coverage from across hip-hop, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Stay locked in for the next breakdown.